And Jiana was sent home, girl. I was gay.
Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go. Everybody go.
Class is starting early, bitches! Get your ending out! What's the term? Oh. Y'all said, oh, this bitch is on time tonight. Let me tell y'all something. I had a great day, and maybe I can go live with some of y'all before I start this. You know, honestly, I've always wanted to start like maybe 10 minutes early and go live with some of the fans before I brought the top model contestant on and talk to them. But my world be kind of like... Y'all can't hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can you hear what I hear? Oh, y'all can hear me. Okay, perfect. What's the tea, y'all? Did y'all have a great Monday? Was y'all Monday great? Was y'all Monday great? I had an amazing Monday. You want me to sing the Hey Honor song? Just so y'all can laugh because I don't know the goddamn words. Is it sailing or singing along? Was it sailing or singing along? We were sailing on. Those first notes are always so pitchy, and my voice teacher would whoop my ass. We were sailing on Moonlight Bay. We can hear the whistles singing. They seem to say, you've stolen my heart and gone away as we sing our moonlight song on Moonlight Bay. Oh, I don't know why every time I sing that song, I just imagine myself on a stage and it's just lights and all those things giving me the things of the things, and it's just dark. And I'm just, I should turn on my porch light. Yeah. We were sailing on. 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 Cooking with Cam. What's going on, Daddy? Cam. I wanted a lap dance last night, Cam. This ain't got my top model people. I'm sorry. There's some other shit that's going on. I wanted. Well, at least I got a drink though. I said, look at Cam over there twerking his pussy. See, it's always the girls born with body like me that can't do none of that. I 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 cannot twerk. I cannot jerk. Only thing I can do is burp. Okay. But it's always the bush queens with small thighs, no ass, and they just can twerk, and they can slam, they can fly, they can jump, they can run. I'll be like, teach me these things. You know, I can't dance to save my life, y'all. And the thing about people's like, no, you can dance. I'm like, bitch, no. I'm just giving y'all energy, and my face is convincing y'all I can dance, but bitch, I cannot fucking dance. Every time I do music videos, I'm just always like, what am I supposed to do right now? I don't know what to do. So I'm just going, whatever. When it get chopped up, I'm talking about when y'all chop it up, like I ain't the one who edit my own music videos. When it get chopped up, it's going to look nice, but I cannot dance to save my life. I cannot dance I cannot dance to sell my life. Right, because it ain't sellable. I can't dance to save my life. Hey, Rock! I love Zach Campbell. That's the shit I like, Kim. All right, y'all. Let's get into it. My name is Oliver Twixt, your nerd boy cutie, reporting for duty, here to do the Lord's work. What? Again? Bitch, I am excited about tonight's chat with Jiana. I remember specifically, like it was yesterday, I was in college at new student orientation in the chapel. I went to Morehouse College, the college that Martin Luther King went to. Yes, it's the preeminent Morehouse College, all black. Well, it's a historically black, college in Atlanta, Georgia. It's all male, all men go there, all boys, all men. Girls can take classes, but only men go to Morehouse. Anyways, I remember being in the seat, and I think I still had my Metro PCS at the time. This is 2013, and I'm trying to watch Phil and Jiana, because I just knew Jiana was going to pull through, because I'm like, Phil ain't finna win this shit. They just got Phil hit, and this is no shade to Phil. I enjoy Phil's personality on the show. I thought Phil was exquisite. I thought he was funny, and I thought he was charming. But Phil was not walking away being nobody's America's Next Top Model, not with that fucked up ass makeover, okay? Let's just be real about it. Let's be real. Or you want to get like me. Let's be real. He was so, I just knew. I just sitting there with my phone and knew so they just up there talking. And I'm trying to get into the things. I'm like, girl, very much so, yes, Phil. Jiana is going to pull through. She's going to pull through, bitch. When that motherfucking number system thing, and Jiana was sent home, girl, I was gay. I said, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so! Man. I am so excited to talk to her tonight. Because I need to know. Like Whitney Houston. I want to know! Bitch, I gotta know. It's 8:30. Jiana, you ready, girl? Ooh! Oh! Gianna Davis from Cycle 20 of America's Next Top Model.
I have my tea here because we're sipping tea, so I'm ready. Hello.
Jiana!
Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Thank you.
No, you're so welcome. I have not been so excited to talk to someone in a very long time.
Really?
I know everyone watching this is like, oh my God, Oliver is so hyped right now. Yes, I remember this like it was yesterday.
Oh my God. Well, thank you. I'm so happy that you called or messaged me and asked me to do it. I love this. I love your videos. Love your page. Love everything about you. I really appreciate it. So thank you.
No, thank you.
I'm
and
excited
I love
too. Oh no.
I love you too, and I'm so excited that you're doing this.
Me too.
Okay, let me calm down.
Okay.
Giana, it's so nice that you're here with all of my friends and things, squirrels and girls. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this with me. What made you agree to do this?
So, you know, it's really funny. What has it been, like 8 years since the show came out? I was just looking back. I see that it's on Netflix, so I'll get like a jump in followers every now and then. And I was just like, I go back and I watched it a little bit, and it's so funny because I'm like, they made me look like such a different person on there than I really truly am. I mean, I'm a little feisty, but I feel like they made me look like a little too intense and a little too, I don't know, at sometimes, I don't know. But so I really wanted to come on and just kind of dish and clear things up. And I think all the comments that you had, like questions, I was reading through some of the questions people had. those are great questions. Like, I never got the chance to answer any of those or, you know, follow anything up really with anyone, because I was just like, okay, whatever. I didn't win. That was that. And I just went back to hustling and working and trying to get a modeling career carved out. So I was really excited that you reached out. I really appreciated that. Yeah.
Yay. Listen, in the spirit of Michelet, there's something on your heart. I want to just trash my format. What is something? You know that song?
Which one?
Something in my heart by Michelet. Something in my heart. Something. Girl, Jiana, when you done with this, I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay, send it to me. I'm sorry I don't know it off the top of my head.
Oh, no,
I'm great
it's
with music,
fine.
but
once I send it to you, you gonna know it.
Oh, you better.
You gonna know.
And thank you, everyone, being so sweet on here. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So sweet. You're all beautiful. Oh my gosh.
They're so nice. Listen, what are some of the things now that you've watched it again that have triggered like a girl? That is not how it happened. Why are y'all doing this to me?
Yes.
Are there like some things that point out? Tell us.
So initially, like the whole, okay, I'll just get it out of the way right off the bat. The whole Phil thing, okay, let's just clear this up once and for all. So I go back and watch it and I'm like, right off the bat, they're trying to, I see what they're doing. They're trying to, and at the time I didn't know, I think I was like 19 on the show. I mean, they're like, okay, describe this person with one word and pick their characteristic. You're an actor, you know how behind the scenes are in production. So what reality TV does is, a little inside tip, but they'll kind of feed you lines a little bit, like finish this sentence, like, you know, a Mad Lib, and they'll say, okay, you know, so-and-so is this, so-and-so has great blank. And I don't know if everyone knows this, but you wear the exact same thing in every interview with your producers so they can chop and paste and cut and paste everything that to make it sound whatever they want, you know, however they want it to sound. So every soundbite is completely edited and snipped. So they would take something where I'm like totally out of context talking about something else. You know, and I did compliment Phil at first. I was like, well, yeah, he's a good looking guy. He has nice, I think they said like, what would you say his best trait is? I think I said his blue eyes or something. And so I'm watching it and like they cut and paste it where it's like, oh wow, Phil is just this, and it's me saying it, you know, and it's like right off the bat I was like, oh no, Phil's out of context. So, and I have nothing against Phil. I don't think anybody really, as I went on to watch the show, I don't know if anybody noticed, but I didn't really get along with, like, not that I didn't get along, but I just didn't click with girls. I've never really clicked with girls my whole life. Like, that was something that did not make it through the show. Like, I grew up with all guy cousins, an older brother, all of his friends. Like, I'm just kind of, like, tough. Like, it's not like I don't have girlfriends that I love, but I just had a hard time connecting with female friends that either weren't in competition with me or weren't catty or mean to me, or, you know, because I was like, okay, whatever. So I don't know if anybody saw on the show, but I really was never buddy-buddy with any of the girls. Like, well, you know, after the show, I kept in touch with some of them and we hung out and were nice. There wasn't any, like, feud or tension there. But Phil was just, like, really one of the only people that, like, opened up and was, like, nice and genuine. Like, I really did consider him a friend. And I felt really comfortable talking with him and stuff. But we definitely did not have, nothing ever happened, nothing ever romantic, nothing was ever, like, ever there. If anything, he annoyed the crap out of me. Like, I was like, I'm trying to focus, you know, and him having a girlfriend, everyone, I feel like, was trying to hype that up and play it up. I have nothing but respect for people in relationships. I actually just came out of a relationship when I was going on that show that was really toxic and crazy, and the guy was, like, cheating on me. So I was not, like, in a headspace to even try, you know. I think I didn't even know that there were going to be guys on that show until I got to my audition in LA, and I thought I went to the wrong audition. I thought I went to, like, American Idol. I'm like, there's a line wrapped around Universal, and I'm like, am I in the wrong place? I got dropped off. I did not have a ride back. I had a one-way drop off. I had a friend drive me.
You were going to leave?
I straight up was gonna leave, and I was like, I don't think I'm in the right place, and I did not realize that there were gonna be guys there, and then I was like, oh no, you know. But at that point, I was like, all right, whatever. So I stood in line forever, and I forget how I even caught Phil. Like, they cut out the whole first episode where I like auditioned and all that, and he was like wearing duct tape shoes and being everybody's best friend, you know, and just kind of being really extra. And come to find out, that's truly how he is in person. He's a little too quirky and whatever, but I just felt like he was really genuine and a nice person. But they would cut, you know, there were times where I think he would like push boundaries a little bit with me, or I would be like sleeping or whatever, and he'd come like poke his head on my bunk bed and like talk to me, and I was just like, get out, you know. But they'll have captions of something else over it, and I'm like, get out. So that was really the only other thing. The other thing I noticed was like the hot tub scene when I'm talking to Cory, I forget what episode, and they're like cutting to my face and like making it look like I'm all depressed. They showed the same thing like 5 times and thinking it was about Phil. It really wasn't. Everyone was talking about Jourdan was talking about her boyfriend. Cory was talking about his boyfriend, just loving him for who he is. And I had just come out of a really bitter breakup, so I was like, God, this is like sad. Everyone's like in love, and it was crazy. I didn't really, whatever, I wasn't feeling sorry for myself, but they were really trying to like push that, you know, that Phil thing, and him and I just were like really just friends, because I did not really click with anyone else in the house. Like, I'm not gonna fight you over, you know, where you want to shower, sleep, use the bathroom, cook, or whatever. I just stuck to myself, and I took it seriously. Like, I took the competition maybe a little too seriously, which is one regret I might have. Like, I could have had more fun with it and whatever, but I really thought it was like, I took it really seriously. So for them, you know, and Phil too, he would like, all he would do is gush about his girlfriend, but then he would flirt with like even the women that we had challenges with, like some of the hosts and judges and stuff. Like the girl, I can't remember her name, but when we did that thing on Melrose where we did the shopping spree, I can't remember that girl's name. I'm sorry, but he was like enamored with her, and we were all just like, oh my God, dude, get it together, you know? Like, it was more just like a brotherly, sisterly kind of bond, because that was just what I'm used to, like growing up with brothers and cousins and all guys. Like, I just clicked with the guys more. Like, there's a couple scenes where I'm just like chilling in the kitchen with all the guys. I'm not gonna be singing into a hairbrush and doing corny stuff to get TV time. I'm sorry, but I was like, no. So, but it's all good. It was nothing happened after the show. I bumped into him in New York a couple times, and just we said what's up and hey, whatever, and that was really it. But he's just like out, and yeah, I agree. His makeover, oh yeah. Oh, I heard he got his teeth done. I heard Phil got his teeth done. That's awesome. That's good. If only we knew then what we know now, like, things would have just been so different. Because at 19, like, who knows what the heck was going through my mind at 19, but I didn't realize at the time they were cutting it and pasting it to look like I was kind of like a lovesick puppy a little bit, and like I'm this huge flirt. And I know I said that a bunch, but I feel like they were just like cutting to certain things, like I said, like using the sound bites that they wanted to. And I think progressively, as I pushed against that, the production team and people behind the scenes kind of started pushing me lower and lower and lower throughout the weeks, because I kind of caught on, like, oh, okay, you're wanting me to like do something crazy on TV, or like have this romance with Phil and be a home wrecker, and that's not me. And I think I told one of the producers that, and then the next week I'm in bottom 2 with Phil. So yes, so that is true. I legit like I caught on, and I was like, I know, yeah, they tried to say I had a girl crush on Nina. I don't remember saying that. I mean, again, they'll feed you little things to say, but it's fine. I love Nina like a sister. Her sister actually went to school here in Colorado, and we like hung out after the show, and I'm friends with her cousin. So it's all love. It's like family there. Yeah, they're really cool. So, but yeah, there's nothing with Phil. I think like my husband actually turned on the episodes, and I hadn't watched it in forever. And of course, the first thing he sees is that. He's like, well, I'm just going to turn this off. I was like, oh, let me explain. But if Phil were in the same room as me, he would say the exact same thing. Nothing ever happened. Everyone there would say the same thing. Nothing happened. Phil is not my type at all.
Bro,
I feel
Tyra,
like
we
guys
bind
with
you.
beards and long hair. What's that?
Oh, no, I was binding
What'd you
Tyra
say?
because your connection is going in and out.
Oh. Let me see. I don't know. So she, did you ask, what did you say?
Oh,
Is
no,
it better?
we have a little joke over here. Anytime the Wi-Fi messes up, we bind Tyra because we just know it's her infiltrating on our things.
I swear.
So
I thought you said that.
Bind you, Tyra.
Like, yeah, she's watching. She's like, no, that's why. It's nothing bad. It's like, I understand, like, for TV purposes, and maybe I did take it too seriously. Like, I was just like, you know, at first you're not sure what the whole experience is going to bring, or how you're going to interact with people, or how it's going to end up. And I mean, if they could do a show, and I don't think there's one person on Top Model who got eliminated who doesn't know what Team B is. There was like a running joke. If they could do a show about Team B and the shenanigans.
What's Team B?
Team B was your name when you got the axe. You were on Team B. You were on Team Ice all the time. So that's
we're gonna get into that because what do the
story,
fans want to know?
Like
the fans want to know, Gianna. What'd you say?
Oh no, I said those were the real show. Could have gone down, but I feel like, I mean, you see a trend in shows a little bit. Like, I know people were asking who had the most unfair elimination, and I feel like, honestly, Clea and Mike really, like, they got too early. I feel like they got cut way too early. But, you know, I don't know. I feel like Clea could have gone a lot farther, but again, it's like, there's like a little bit of a trend. Like, if you have a little bit of drama, or you rub someone the wrong way, or something happens, I feel like the next week you're like axed a little bit. But yeah, no, Team B, we were just, when we got eliminated, it was like, you know, you share a room, you share an apartment or whatever with someone. You still got, which was cool, because I don't know if they did this on the old season, but we still got to travel and do all the same photo shoots. Did they do that on the other season?
Yeah. It varies, but yeah, for the most part, yes.
Yeah, but yeah, it was very interesting. We definitely, being on camera was one thing, and then being off camera, it was like people were themselves a little bit more. So it's like, okay, you get to know them when they're not vying for TV time or trying to focus on the, you know, on the competition a little bit too much. And I really got to know, I feel like I got to bond and get to know the girls better, like Clea and Kanani, and I guess that was really it, because then it was just like the guys. Like, we had Mike and our crew, and then Jeremy eventually. So it was like, you get to see people's real side, and it's not like this TV crazy hype, whatever. And so that's why I really bonded more with people. But yeah, the Team B, like, just, God bless our PAs, because I feel like we had such a wild cast of people on that season, like, wild children.
What were y'all doing? Tell me.
I feel like I don't want to get anyone in trouble. It was from that season, but we definitely, we talked our PAs into doing some crazy stuff. I felt bad. They would, like, take us out on little outings and stuff for dinner, and it was bad. They would just have a lot of fun. That's all I'll say. They had a lot of fun and cut back. But I mean, having people there, like, I think Mike was from LA actually originally, so he was like on his home turf, like home stomping ground. So he would be like, "Oh, I know just the spot to go." So after we were eliminated, it sucked. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was bummed. I really wanted to come back. Like, I did not want to. I had no interest in being on the eliminated side at all, but just from the time that I was there, it was just like it was fun. You just got to see people more in their natural element, I guess. Nothing like too crazy happened. I think like we may have snuck into each other's rooms and had like room service when we were overseas, which is really bad, but it was like very brief. We just went to have dinner together, like as a group, and like we all ordered room service and everybody rushed back in their room because you're not allowed to leave, or when you're on.
Not Jiana. You are not Jiana. You are not, no ma'am. That is not the craziest thing that happened. That y'all was sneaking in each other's room, ordering room service, girl. No ma'am.
I swear that was the craziest thing that I can really. I mean, yeah, we were.
That you can tell us on like, Instagram Live. We get it.
Right, yeah.
You don't want to wake the children up.
It was not me. I was just like, oh, Lord, you guys are cooped up too long. By the time I had gotten there, people had been cooped up too long. That's what I'll say.
Ooh.
That's all I'll say. By the time I got there, people had been cooped up too long. So, yes. But
it is crawling like a centipede. Oh! Jiana, your internet is going in and out.
Is it? Uh-oh. Why is it doing that?
Yeah, it's real choppy. Are you connected to the or your Wi-Fi?
Yeah, I'm on my Wi-Fi, but I wonder if I move. Let me see. If I move it.
Is your phone signal a little bit better, or your Wi-Fi is necessary in the things?
Oh, I could try and shut it off. Want me to shut off my Wi-Fi?
Yeah, I'm gonna take you off and I'm gonna bring you back on because it's gonna do something weird if you try to do it like while you're on with me. While Miss Jiana fixes that, let's say it together, guys. We bind you, Tyra, from doing harm to yourself, harm to others, and harm to our Wi-Fi. We bind you, Tyra, from doing harm to yourself, harm to others, and harm to our Wi-Fi. We bind you, Tyra, from doing harm to yourself, harm to others, and harm to our Wi-Fi. We bind you, Tyra, from doing harm to yourself, harm to others, and harm to our Wi-Fi. We bind you, Tyra, from doing harm, bitch, okay? Harm to yourself, to others, and to our Wi-Fi. Hail to the guardians of the towers of the east. Hear us. Yo. Hail to the guardians of the towers of the north. Is she back?
What happened?
It's back. Oh, and it's clear. It's clear.
Are we back? Okay. Oh, good. Okay. We're back.
Yay!
You guys are so funny. Is it better?
Oh, yeah, it's way better. It's clear.
Okay,
it's like Crystal's like sitting at a movie.
Okay.
Listen, what made you audition for America's Next Top Model?
So I grew up watching Top Model. Like Tyra was and is just like such an icon. Like all those 90s supermodels, I love Tai Tai. I think we also have the same birthday. But I had grown up with single mom, 3 siblings, just all I knew. I've been working since I was like 15 years old, just waiting tables and busting my butt pretty much trying to get a career in modeling. And so I think I just turned 18 and I auditioned, and it was like a full cycle went by and I didn't hear anything. So that December I turned, I think 19, because you had to be 18 to audition, I think, right? And so I had my birthday, and then I get this email from like a scout or a producer, and he was like, so we want you to come out and audition in LA in person. We'll give you a special pass to cut the line and everything. And I opened up and shared my story, which was just that I had like really struggled and fought to get through, poverty and growing up in a single parent home and my parents being split up and watching that. And I was just like, I wanted to go to college and try to be the one to help my family and be that person, that broke out of that cycle. And so I just thought really hard about it, and I prayed, and I was like, you know what, if it's my time and it's my chance, then I will make it on the show in front of these judges. So I stuck with that whole storyline the whole way through, and I made it through each casting call. And it was, I mean, long hours, 12, 13, 14 hours you're waiting from sun up to well past sundown in LA. And, you know, I went home for 2 months. I didn't hear anything. And then I got a call back, and they said, we want you to come out and meet Tyra. And I was like, oh, okay. So that was a huge moment. And I think at that point I had made it through most of the preliminaries. I flew out to LA when that scout found my audition, I guess, or my application. We had to do like the paper applications then. And it's like you literally went to the CW website and you would print it out, and it was just 30 pages, and they test your blood, and they do all these psych evals, and they do an IQ test, and they do tons of, it's heavy paperwork and written, you know, vetting and stuff that they do on people. So it's like background checks, everything. So yeah, I went back and then I waited in that huge cattle call, and I knew it was something like, I can't remember if the application flat out said it was guys and girls at the time, or I missed that somehow. But when I flew out, I showed up at that audition and I was like, what is this? Like, it was chaos. And I eventually got to cut in the line, but I mean, you start at Universal and you're like out on the street and the line is so long. And they eventually had PAs come out and they said, okay, if you have this on your paperwork, you can cut the line and come with me. And people were just like pissed off, like looking you up and down. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay. So I got to cut the line and got to walk for the producers. I think it was only Kelly Cutrone and maybe Johnny Wujeck that were there, and Rob Evans. Tyra, I don't think, was in LA at the time. She was in New York. But they pretty much told me, like, look, if you make it on this show, pack enough clothes to be gone for a while. So I packed my bags, and I was like, told my family, like, if I don't come back, I'm on the show. If I do, then I didn't make it through. And I just kept making it through and making it through and making it through. And I was like, it's real, it's happening. And then, you know, they take you to the house and my mask was there, and I was just like, it's crazy. It just was like such a rush of emotions. It was really cool though. I mean, it was like, I had such an amazing time, and looking back at all the fun, like, I totally forgot, like, about all the auditions and stuff, and like when Cory, Renee, and Cleo were pretending to be like Tyra and Rob and all of the judges and stuff, and doing like judging like a backstage runway show. It was just fun. Yeah, but that's what made me want to do it, was just that I really didn't care to be famous. I did not want to be like anyone who so recognizes me from the show. I get super shy kind of in public. I'm just like, oh yeah, it's me. You know, I was just like from a small town and small school and everything. I didn't know it would blow up that big. And it's not even that big, but people who are diehards and follow the show, I mean, I was a diehard. We watched every single season religiously from the time I was a kid. Yes, exactly. And so we just like, it was just crazy. And it was funny because in high school, my friends and stuff would be like, you should try out for Top Model. And that was before, you know, I even knew, like, I had done some modeling and stuff. Hi, Lindsay. But when I went on the show, like, someone asked what my favorite shoot was, and it was I loved the wedding shoot because it was, I think, my most high fashion, like, editorial look that I got, like, right out of the gate. And I really think I was, like, I knew my angles, and I knew my outfit was fierce. Tyra did my makeup, so that didn't hurt. But I feel like shortly after that, it kind of showed the judges or gave them an in on what my weaknesses might be, which might be not finding my angles, or, you know, or not, I don't know, not, because at that point I was pretty focused on everything, like when I was doing really well in the beginning. But I feel like shortly after that, I would get, you know, comments or feedback from the judges like, oh, your face is not in the right spot or the right angle, or you need to learn your angles. I'm like, I thought I did know my angles. But it was a great experience. It definitely taught me a lot. Definitely taught me how to live in model apartments and do that whole thing. So I did that for a little bit afterwards when I moved to New York after the show. But as far as that went, that was really just why I wanted to do the show. But, aw, thank you. Not getting best photo. I know. It was sad, but I also think, I mean, and I saw myself on the show a little bit. Like, I didn't do these, like, I did a couple confessionals where you had to, like, film yourself and be really real and dramatic, but I didn't want to, like, cut anyone down or make any enemies on the show or look bad. That's not who I am anyway. I just, I don't like injustices, and I don't like bullies or someone being mean to someone else or someone coming at me a certain way. Like, I'm tough. Like, I grew up around all guys and a single mom. Like, you're not gonna, you know, try that with me. So anyway, but I just felt like on the show I did take it a little too seriously, but I just feel like the photo shoots, someone else said, like, the shoots that they did, like, were not like what they used to be, kind of.
Of course, we know this. I'm
like, I don't know, and that's not to bash them. I get that they're trying to get the ratings up and do, like, a, you know, something different and everything. But I don't know. I felt like the shoots were not what they used to be, you know? They were not. Even for the men, like, even for the guys, I feel like I have a sneaking suspicion they cut Mike early because if we did the cross-dressing shoot, he would have been too tall. His ass just would have been too tall in heels, so. I'm kidding. That's not, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's a tall dude. He's like 6'7". But well, yeah.
Well, speaking of your cast members, you know, I absolutely love, just a side note, I love when the contestants come on here and they just talk and talk and talk. Because I'm like, that was a question I was going to ask. That was a question I was going to ask. I love it. Jiana, I knew I was going to love this. Anyways.
Oh, man.
So
well,
I'm going
asking. Yeah.
No, you're good. Girl, you are fine. Trust me, you are fine. So I'm going to do Antm roll call where I name everybody who was cast on your cycle, and you're going to tell me the first thing that comes to your brain. Whatever it is, you're going to tell it to us.
Okay, I'm bad at these, so let's try. Oh.
Something tells me you're going to be damn good. Something tells me. Okay, so the first person is Bianca.
Bianca, Kanani. Or which Bianca? Because that's two. Oh, the first Bianca. First Bianca. I think she's really unique. I just think she was a little young. Okay. Little green. At that time. I don't know now, but at that time, little green. Okay.
Chris S.
He is genuine. He's a genuine, kind soul. He was like they cut a lot of it out, but he would like lead yoga classes for us and stuff, and he was a yoga instructor, I think, and so I was like, you know, telling him like I can't work out, I don't know what to do. So he was like leading group yoga classes by the pool in the house. It was just a really, really kind person. Also stunning, you know, even for a shorter male model. But yeah, genuine.
Dope. What about Clea?
I love Clea. Her and I keep in touch. She is just real. She's real. She will keep it real.
Did she ever start her liquor company?
I don't know that she started her liquor company. She has a really cool blog, like a fashion, lifestyle, beauty blog now.
Dope.
And I don't know if you guys saw, she has a baby, and I think she's just living it up in Miami and just really taking care of herself. And it's like, I don't know. I don't think she started the liquor company. I'd have to ask her, but she's real. She's a real one.
Dope. What about Mike?
I love Mike. Mike is just, he is who he is. He's unapologetic. He is unapologetic, which I love. Definitely was not cocky. He was always just like, whenever we would bump into each other at like a premiere in LA afterwards or a party or something, he was always just like super friendly and social and always like welcoming and just had that very cool laid back vibe. I think he might be from the East Coast, but so he was just a very unapologetic, like, yeah, but I think everyone like really hated Mike and his modeling. I'm like, this poor man. He had potential, I feel like, but he's a good guy.
He is a good guy. I interviewed Mike, and we still follow each other on social media. Yeah. And, you know, sometimes my posts can be a little, you know. And Mike double taps him. I'm like, Mike, what the fuck are you doing here? If you don't take your ass back on the...
He is unapologetic. I told you. He will like it and mean it. And he means it. He's like, get it. You get
it. And this particular photo was the one when I was in my dressing room in my pink swimming speedo.
I know the one.
I was like, Mike, if you don't get your ass away from here.
And he genuinely means it as like a means of support. He means it. He's like, yes, get
Mike,
it.
you better take your ass on. I'll show you some ice cream. I'll show you by the ice cream cone.
Yes. I don't even know. He's also got to be just the most laid back human being. Like, he is so laid back. It was like, I never saw the guy get riled up. I other than when he told Chris to shut up, but he's just like unapologetic. He's like, yeah, shut up. But he's a good dude.
What about Kanani?
Kanani, I think she has so much potential when they did that pixie cut on her. Mm-hmm. So I just think pixie when I think of Kanani, because she just had this like gorgeous skin, gorgeous complexion, gorgeous lips, like literally has the body that everyone, you know, pays for now. Back then, she was just serving it, and just super gorgeous. And I think she's really, they didn't give her a lot of airtime. I feel like she kind of has like that, you know, rough exterior, Southside Chicago thing, but she genuinely, I was actually roommates with her in Bali, and when we were eliminated together and stuff, and her and I, like, I got to know so much about her. She's actually really funny and just really like quirky and behind the scenes, and yeah, she was funny, but I just think that pixie cut, she had such a gorgeous, I just thought that was so stunning on her. But yeah, she was like a little sis to me.
Claude the Vegan just asked me, what kind of ice cream are you selling, Oliver? I think I would be Neapolitan, a little chocolate, a little white, and pink in the middle. Y'all, Mike got a child, and I ain't gonna be doing this.
He has a child and a wife. Oh, yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm only kidding.
I feel like he just has that effect on people, genuinely, because he's just, like, stunning, but I don't think he, like, realizes it, and people are like, oh, and you're nice, and you're, like, funny, and yeah, he's a good guy.
What about Phil?
Phil
from the future.
Phil from the future. I definitely think, I don't know, Phil, let's see here. I think he's misunderstood. I'll say that. I think Phil's misunderstood. That'd be the word I would give to him. Like, he's a little bit over the top, but I think he got, I don't know if they showed it in one of, like, the finale episodes, if it made it or not. But he got really sick when we were in Bali, like, drank the water or something, and they, like, made him still walk in that show, and then there was a scene where, like, a girl had to, like, step on his stomach in heels, and he was, like, sick. And so I just feel like, but he kind of talks himself into those scenarios where he's, like, a little over the top and, like, welcomes a little bit of trouble here and there. But I do think he was misunderstood a little bit, but yeah, he definitely loves attention, that's for sure. And he'll probably be the first one to say that, is he loves being the center of attention.
Ooh. What about Alexandra?
Alexandra, I did not get to know her that well. I did a little bit, but I think she's a little hard to figure out to me. I think she's pretty, and I know that she got signed, I think, with an agency in Mexico after the show and everything. But on the show, I felt like she was a little bit dramatic. a little bit dramatic. Which I'm not the only person who said that, like, you know, but I get it when you're trying to get TV time. I feel like she played up the dramatics a little bit. I think she's a gorgeous model. I think she really could have killed it. But yeah, she's a little bit dramatic.
Okay. What about Nina Burn? I'm sorry, not Nina, Dawn.
Dawn Benjamin. Oh, Lord. Dawn is, he can definitely, like, as serious as he seems, he can laugh at himself, and he can, like, he's actually pretty funny. He's got a good sense of humor. Yeah, I think he's got a good sense of humor for all his, like, tough exterior and, you know, those piercing eyes and everything. I think he's a good dude. He's got a good, I don't know what to call it, but yeah, he can laugh at himself. He's not as serious. I think he's come out of his shell a little bit more and trying to, when we first met him on the show, I feel like he was just, like, super serious and very, like, trying to be a rapper and not trying, I don't know, maybe he was a rapper, I don't know, but I feel like he's pretty funny. He was always, like, with Marvin cracking up and making funnies, and he's a funny dude.
Okay. What about Nina Burns?
Nina, I love Nina. She is, I don't know. She's just like sunshine in a person. She's just how she is on the show. That's how she is in real life. Like, I was blown away because I think she was even younger than me, and she was super mature on the show and just, like, kind of a little old soul, and just super quirky and stuff. But yeah, I would say quirky for Nina.
Okay. What about Jeremy?
Jeremy. Oh, Jeremy. Yeah, just, I feel like he was super naive. Like, I think Jourdan or someone said that he was, like, I hate to repeat things. Someone else said that, not me, just what I'm about to say. I think she said that he had, like, a 5-year-old's face on a grown man's body. But I know. I didn't say that. Jourdan said that. So
Blame Jourdan.
Let the record state. Anyway, but yeah, I feel like I don't really know. I didn't get to know him that well on the show, really. Like, I think he was just, his head's in the right place. Like, I think he's disciplined. He was really disciplined with working out the whole time. That's one thing I remember about the show, is that he was super disciplined with, like, working out and staying in shape and trying to stay on that. So I respect that.
Gotcha. What about Renee?
Renee. Renee.
Rip her to shreds.
Renee is a diva. Like, and she's shamelessly a diva, and that is amazing and good for her. I think she did beauty pageants before she went on Top Model. Was that her thing? Yeah. So she's been trained on how to talk on camera and how to have professional interviews. And I didn't have that when I went on the show. So, you know, I think she definitely knows how to work her audience and work her, you know, work the room, I guess I will say, a little bit. But yeah, she was a little bit cliquey with some of the other girls, and I just, like, I bonded with her a little bit. Like, I bumped into her in New York and Miami afterwards and stuff, and we knew some of the same people outside the show, which is so bizarre, because I never knew her before. But yeah, she's a little bit of a diva.
I love Renee. I wish I really had Renee's confidence.
Yes, she's stunning. I mean, she is a stunning,
beautiful,
literally stunning human being. Like, her skin, I have never, even in person, her with no makeup. I watch her do her makeup, and I'm just like, you don't even need makeup. This is bullshit. Sorry.
No, you're fine. No, you're fine.
Skin literally glows from the inside out.
I love Renee. Renee's confidence almost borderlines delusion. It's like right there. It's like right there.
But that's that, like, pageantry. I don't know what kind of mentality that takes, but
yes. I want it. I want it.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I felt like she was biting the bullet, trying to make the Marvin thing happen, the Marnay thing. I'm like, oh, you're really trying to... Because I don't think outside the show they would ever... I don't know.
What about Chris H?
Chris H. Chris H. Another character who I think definitely has awesome bone structure. Like he had that whole high fashion just face and look. I couldn't figure him out though. I didn't really get to know him. I didn't get like a lot of I think he definitely was. I did appreciate that he was super honest about how he opened up about having like poor coping skills and stuff. But he was a little bit like of a nervous person. Like when we did that shoot together with the kind of like S&M type shoot, my hand after, if you look at it, like I think he just, maybe he didn't start getting really like attractive or getting a lot of attention until recently or right before the show, because he was really attractive, but I also feel like he tried in his own way, you know, really unique looking in his own way and stuff, because he was like so nervous before shoots. It was like kind of hard to work with him sometimes, but my hand, when we did that photo shoot on the counter, it was literally like, my hand was numb. It was ice cold, numb, and purple afterwards. He was squeezing my hand so hard.
Why?
Top. I was literally just like, I think he was focusing so much on himself and the feedback he was getting from the photographer and from our judges, and that literally when we stood up, I was like contorted. My hand was so cold and numb. I was like, Chris, you know, telling him, I'm like, you gotta ease up on my hand a little bit. And he was like, no, we're gonna push through this shoot and get it. And I'm like, and get the shot. And I was like, oh, like my hand literally, I needed ice. It was like bad. My hand hurt so bad after that shoot. So I was just like, yeah, he's a little intense. He's a little too intense for me, but.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Cory?
Cory is he's the glue. He is literally the glue that kept us all together. Legit the glue.
Mm-hmm.
He gets, I mean, and he's just like, yeah, he's just good people. Love Cory. He was always super friendly to me and always really real. And he was nice to me even after the show. And when I'd see him in LA, he was always just like very encouraging and very sweet. And yeah, just the glue. He's just a good person. Yeah.
What about Marvin?
Marvin, I feel like maybe he's another one who might be just a little bit lost. He seems a little lost to me. I don't know if he comes off as like 10 different people on the show, as like trying to be starving, and then he's like this super masculine dude, and then he's like this really sweet, soft, crying dude. I just feel like his vibes, like he is a little bit lost. I don't know if he's tapped into like his oh my god, what? He has an OnlyFans? Oh.
I've seen it.
Oh. No judgment. No judgment. But I just, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like, and that's fine. I literally don't care. I have friends that have OnlyFans. But I just feel like he was so many different people across the board on the show. I really was shocked that he made it that far, because, and it's not because he couldn't take a good photograph. You see this guy in photos, you're just like, holy crap. Like, he is literally beautiful cheekbones, chiseled body, everything. Like, it just works it just works on camera. But yeah, I feel like he might be a little bit of a lost soul. And I had seen him in New York a couple times. We just walked right by each other and never acknowledged one another.
Why?
He tried to cross me a few times on the show, I think, both on and off camera. And I kind of like snapped at him and put him in his place. And they showed one of him one of the arguments we got into, in like the bonus episode they did, oh no, this is getting out of control.
Oh no, you're fine.
Okay, sorry.
You're fine.
So I'm like, ooh.
It's a whole nother show going on in the comments group.
Okay.
Don't get distracted by their foolishness.
So anyway, we got into it a couple times. Like when he would just, I feel like, try too hard, and like he tried to prank Kanani with the clowns, and I didn't like that. Like she was genuinely crying and upset, and I don't like anybody traumatizing someone else. Like,
I'm sorry about
we're all trying to heal from, like, what are you doing? You're crying. I'm sorry for the clowns.
Bitch, she going home now.
I know. It was seriously. I'm in there like trying to comfort her. I was just like, I'm like, I felt bad. I feel like it is an irrational fear, but like I felt bad for her. And he was like trying to make it look like he had a crush on me and like was being mean to me. And I'm just like, I don't like that stuff. I don't like you being a bully to anyone. I don't like you talking badly to Chris H. I just don't like bullies. I don't like it. I don't like injustices. I'll just say that. So I stood up to him a couple times, and so I think either he was afraid of me or he knew, whatever, there was no in there. Like, I don't think that stuff's cute. I don't think bullying people is cute. I don't like tearing people down. So I just think he's lost. I don't think maybe he's a bad person. I just think he was a little young and he might be a little lost. Yeah, but great model. I don't know. Doesn't take away from his modeling at all.
And last but not least, the winner of Cycle 20, Jourdan Miller.
Jourdan Miller. I'm just gonna say vanilla.
You're gonna say what?
Vanilla. She is not, I mean, I will give it to her. She is another gorgeous girl. Like, do I think she deserved to win? I do. Do I necessarily think, like, she got there on her own? No, I don't think so. I think that I see, and this is where, like, a couple of us, and I'll just be real, whatever.
Let's be real.
A couple of us went out and we had, like, it wasn't that everyone disliked her in the house. It just was like, we started noticing things. Jourdan would get first light. She would get sunset or sunrise photo shoots times. Like, we would all be at odd times. She always got to shoot first. And anyone will agree with this. She got to shoot first. She got to shoot the longest.
We've heard this a couple times. You're fine. Keep going.
She got to shoot the longest.
You gotta go, girl. You good.
She got to shoot the longest, and I feel like they definitely chose her best photos, for sure. And even if you've ever looked back and, like, Googled all of our, best lights, she always got the best lights. I feel like she got the most time with, like, the coaches that were on set that day, or the guests and stuff. And then, which didn't even, like, faze her. It was just like, she was just like, yeah, and if you look back and Google all of our headshots, like our audition headshots and stuff, hers is like in an office, clear, gorgeous, cheekbones, her hair is down. It's like an office behind her, and we're all against like a brown wall in the casting directing office, like with whatever makeup we had on. They're just like, get in line, we're gonna take your Polaroid, and that was what was used for the show. And hers is like very professional looking, digi kind of picture. Oh yeah, her not knowing what goth is. She like said she didn't know what goth was. I totally forgot about that. I totally blacked that out because I was just like I was like, so many things. She's not as innocent as she tried to play on TV. So I think that's why she rubbed a lot of people the wrong way on the show. It's like, just be yourself. You're not perfect. None of us are perfect here. We all have flaws. We're not trying to be perfect on camera. And I think she was really trying to like, who are you fooling? Everyone's human. Everybody's got, skeletons in their closet. And she was trying to be like extremely perfect and whatever. And we're just like, nah. I don't know.
Vanilla. That is funny.
That's what I would say. I'm like, I mean, okay. Like, she would get into it a little bit and be feisty, but as far as just like I don't know. I just feel like it was very vanilla. Like, even afterwards, I didn't see a lot of her even when she won. Is that your nail polish color?
Mm-hmm.
Is vanilla? I like it. It's pretty. I need a manicure really bad. My nails are so bad. Those are beautiful.
Thank you. You guys are.
Oh, yeah, nail shoot. Yes. I don't even know what they were trying to. I just
they ran out of ideas.
I feel like that was not my best shot. I feel like that was a fun photo shoot, but that was not my best shot. And oh yeah, that was the other thing. Jourdan kept getting like, I think she went first in that one too, and we were all just like she'd be done and could chill, and we're all, you know, sitting around waiting around to shoot, and then they're like, boom, you got best photo. I'm like, well, she wasn't sitting around forever. But yeah, oh yeah, my nail shoot is the one. I'm pretty sure Tyra said I had a 5 for a face. So,
what are your thoughts on Bryan Boy?
I loved him. I thought he was extremely sweet. I feel like he took a little bit of a liking to me. He was always very polite when I would see him like on set and stuff, even off panel. He was really, really sweet to me and always like really genuine. Where did he go? What is he doing now? No, I don't know either. I don't know.
Let's see. Instagram search. Bryan Boy.
Okay.
Bryan Boy. Almost 600,000 followers. Oh, his hair is vanilla.
Oh, is that him?
That's him.
I like that.
Oh, she booty tooching.
Oh, where is
she? Booty tooching.
Oh, I like that. He has a TikTok where he wears expensive clothes. Hey, I'm not mad at that. I like that.
Okay, Miss Bryan. Okay.
That's awesome. Okay, good. I just popped in my head. What?
I have a question. My memory's a little foggy. Was Johnny Wujeck on you guys' season?
Yeah,
or was
he was.
It was Johnny. Okay,
yes,
got you.
Yeah, he was awesome. He was so incredible. I think we still follow each other on Instagram. He always had really strong feedback for me. Usually really positive feedback. I think he was pretty cool. He was very friendly with us and like always really polite. I don't think he was ever like, he never really threw shade. I could tell it was coming, the episode that I was about to get eliminated in, that he had to be a little more feisty, because I sensed that was a build-up. Someone asked if it was like genuinely, oh my gosh, yes, I remember when Phil stole Johnny's hat and he did the list. That was really funny. Not at Johnny's expense, but it was really funny. But yeah, so on that episode, I feel like he was being a little like more harsh with me, and I could just tell, like, I could not hide it on my face. I just knew like something was going down this photo shoot. He's not giving me the usual positive feedback that he's giving me. You know, there was just all these red flags. And like the week before was when I was just like starting to get really irritated with Phil, because I'm like, okay, the first like couple weeks of the show we're out of the way. Everybody is like all the producers are trying to feed the other people to talk about Phil and I and try and make that a thing. And I was not interested in that, not interested in Phil. And so I could just sense that something was building towards me being, you know, ousted a little bit. But yeah, I think Johnny Wujeck is just like amazing. He was always, just super cool. He's done really awesome things with his career. So good guy.
Kelly Cutrone,
also misunderstood. She was legit. She was like tough, but I can handle tough feedback. Like, that's just who I am. I'm a little bit soft on the inside, but I think like because I grew up in such a tough situation environment all the time, like not a lot fazed me. And I don't think, not on our season, at least, I don't think she was harsh towards me, really, but she was always really sweet. Like, again, when we'd see her off shoot and off panel and you kind of get to see them for their real self. She was cool, but yeah, I definitely appreciated her honesty. And before that, I didn't know. Yeah, I really didn't know a lot about her before that, other than, did she do The Hills or something? She was like that. Yeah. Okay.
Rob Evans.
He also was really nice to me. He always had nice things to say, just about, like, you know, my facial features and my bone structure. And they did not. That's so funny. Aw. And they cut one part out on, I think it was like the first or second episode, where I think I borrowed like someone's dress from the house to wear to panel. Like I didn't bring enough clothes. I did bring plenty of clothes, but I was like, oh yeah, girls, we're just like swapping stuff, whatever. And I wore this dress to panel, and he was the only one who was just like, not in a flirtatious way at all. He was like, you have a great body and fashion build. And he's like, whoever lent you this dress is trying to make you look bad. I just want you to know. And I was like, oh, like deer in headlights. And all the other judges kind of looked at him, because I think he like broke character a little bit. They didn't show it. They cut it. I think it was the wedding shoot. I had my hair in a ponytail. It was before our makeover. So it was that panel. And he was just like, I felt good in it and everything. And it was just kind of like a smocky, I guess not cute dress. And he's like, I'm not telling you to, you know, wear something overly tight or overly whatever. But he's like, wear what you're, you know, comfortable in, what will show off your features. So skinny jeans and heels and a nice jacket or top. So I think he was like, I don't know. I think he was just a serious dude. Like, he's a guy's guy a little bit, and he just cuts through stuff, and he cuts through the crap. But I think they try to make him out to be a bad guy or a villain a little bit, because I do think he was just, I think he's also a very shy person. I don't think he has a lot of Instagram, like, presence. Like, I know he was a supermodel and stuff, but I think he's like an athlete or something before he was like a
boxer.
So yeah, but I don't think they showed that, but he was like, I don't know which one of you guys lent her this dress, but he's like, I would not always take, you know, what these girls are trying to do is trying to help you, because he's like, it looks like they're trying to sabotage you. And I was like, oh, okay. So
Tyra Banks.
What do I think about
her?
As
I say her name, her spirit is coming in here and messing with our Wi-Fi. Tyra, get your ass out of it, okay? Move!
Tyra, we love you. We love you.
We love Tyra Banks.
No, yeah, I really think, like, she is a hardworking woman. She is a legitimate hardworking woman. I think she is super involved in the show, but I think that the head producers probably have more say on what will get ratings and reviews and whatever. But I know that show is like her baby. So do I think she was, I don't know. I don't see, to me, I think she just like one of the pinnacle supermodels. Like, she is just iconic. And then to see like what happened on that season of, you know, some of the photo shoots and the ad choices that we did, and it was a little tricky. It was a little tough, because I feel like, I don't know if this is really what she would have wanted, but I really respect her. I think she's made, I mean, she is still working. If she's not doing Top Model, she's doing, what is it, America's Got Talent, or, you know, she's working. Now she's doing like Smize Cream. So I respect her hustle. A lot, for sure. It's hard when you have, like, you know, when you're eliminated and you're feeling like, okay, well, this is all Tyra's fault or whatever. And it's like, you know what? She took a chance and she let me be on the show, and she saw something in me, and I will, like, forever be grateful for that. So she's definitely a very unique individual, and we didn't get a lot of time with her off the show and off, like, the photo shoots and stuff. Like, we didn't get to see her as much as we saw some of the other judges and everything. But yeah, she's a hustler for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And
hustler.
Yes.
I'm sorry. That's a Trina song. I'm sorry. I kind of got distracted.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on the producers, like the people who ran the show, the Kim Mox and all those folks?
I think they were good people. I think they have honestly seen it all, done it all, every scenario you could think of. I'm sure they've had every character from A to Z on there. And so I think that they were pretty cool. Like Ken was one of the ones who, when I got eliminated, he was pretty reassuring. So I was torn up. I was really upset, and I was really like, I don't know. I was just beating myself up. I was like, there's no way I'm eliminated. I can't go home. And he was like, you're not going home. He's like, you still get to go to Bali. And I was like, what? I do? Like, I was crying. And so they were down to earth. They were cool people. I think they were used to a lot of like emotions and meltdowns, and they've done a million shows and stuff. So I think that they handled it pretty well. And Tyra poked herself in the eye and cried. What? Yeah, I think they were cool. Michelle, I don't really remember, but it was a little bit tough because I do remember them being kind of like what was it when we were all, I forget what it was, when we were all traveling overseas or when we were abroad. Like they were pretty strict about it. Like the producers and stuff, like we tried to, you know, you try and like get friendly with them and stuff, and they'll just turn it off really quick. And they're just like, you're here to work and I don't want to hear it. Like we couldn't have our phones, we couldn't have anything. They were like, you're on ice, no talking unless the cameras are rolling. But I guess it could get out of control with a bunch of girls like pretty quick who've been cooped up. But yeah, so in short, I didn't really know a lot about them. I think they held it together as best they could, and they were approachable if you needed them to be.
Cool. Okay, well that's the end of ANTM roll call. Now I'm going to get into some of the fan questions. I may hesitate a little bit because you've answered a lot of them just in talking. So,
no worries.
Without further ado, Jiana, you are doing a fabulous job. You are.
Thank you.
Amazing.
So you're an amazing host. This is awesome.
Oh, thank you. So angsty_medium_ is asking, what did you do during your ANTM audition with the judges? Because we did not see it.
That's a great question. I don't even know. I don't know. I think, yeah, I had all my friends and family out to watch the premiere, and I got cut from the whole first episode. Like, you don't even see my audition. Mine and someone else's did not. Like, Bianca, yeah. So I didn't even know what I did. Like, I don't know. I guess it was not memorable. I truly wish I could remember. I don't think I did anything crazy. I probably was just like, I can't believe I'm here, thank you. But for whatever reason, I would love to know if someone can ever get a hold of the footage.
When I go to Tyra's house next time I go to LA, I'm gonna ask her, girl, show me the room where all the footage is.
Yeah, and who knows? I don't know. It might be really embarrassing. They might have saved me. I don't know. If I said something really weird, I have no idea. But I genuinely don't know.
I'm going to say Tyra. Tyra going to say, I'm going to say, bitch, show me the footage. I want to see it. Where is it?
Roll the tape. Yeah. I don't know.
Right. Roll the tape. Roll the tape. All right. This is Grizzly Bear 001. And they just have a comment I thought was so cute. They said, she got me wasted after I quit my job years ago. All I remember telling her was that she was so damn gorgeous. Then I saw her on Top Model a couple of months later.
Aww.
Mm-hmm.
That's so sweet. When I was in my bartending days.
I'm assuming so.
Yeah, that's so sweet. I don't know who that is, but thank you.
Grizzly Bear 001.
Okay. Whatever your real name is. I don't know you by your...
Y'all know where Tyra got all the hidden footage from Top Model. She got all the deleted scenes. It's in her bathroom behind Kiara Balin's photo from cycle 19. That's where it is. And I use the bathroom, I'm taking that motherfucker off. And dang it, y'all, what could be the code?
Yeah.
I feel like with Tyra, it's something real simple.
Right. Her birthday? My birthday? 12:05.
No, it's probably Adrian Curry's birthday.
winner won. Oh, no.
Oh, I'm in rare form tonight. Let me focus. All right. So
Okay.
this is Fitness99 saying, love Jiana. My question is, did you really love your makeover as much as I did?
I didn't. I know that's terrible. It looked better than what I had, like, because my hair was, I think I was trying to grow it out, and I normally wore extensions, I think, and I think they made, like, I just didn't bring them with me on the show. Like, I was always having extensions. Now my hair is, like, grown out. But now I have the hair that I would have had if I went with the fan choice, which was honey highlights or something and a balayage or something. They were going to do exactly what they did on Jourdan, which was like honey balayage or honey blonde with extensions. But I didn't love it. I did not love my makeover. And it was edgy. But one of the other episodes, I don't know if they even showed it, but Tyra straight up was like, it just makes your face look really like round or something. And I'm like, but this was your choice. This was your pick for my hair. So I definitely, it was better than what I had. Like, it was very edgy. I like the A-line. It would have showed off my jaw. I didn't know how to style it really. So I would just blow dry it straight or, or try and do the posh spice look. But every job that I went to after, like go-sees or casting calls, they pretty much told me, come back when you grow it out or cut it off really, really short. And I was like, great. So I had to wait a few years for it to grow out. But yeah, it was just such a blunt, like, chop. And I know it's supposed to be a long bob, but they actually cut it a lot shorter than I was expecting. So it was a little bit tough. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, I didn't love it.
Can y'all stop in the comments trying to figure out what the goddamn password is? I was only joking. Can y'all stop? I hate y'all. I hate y'all. Fitness99 is also asking, excuse me, what is your favorite photo shoot?
My favorite photo shoot? Oh, man. I loved the wedding shoot, but the guest shoot in Bali was just iconic.
Let me see if I can find it.
Okay. These comments. I'm going to not read the comments while you do that. I'm just going to look over here.
Yes, Jiana.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was like, they put me in like this gorgeous denim bustier vest and cute little.
It's definitely giving Selena Quintanilla Perez vibes.
Yes, it was.
Look at it.
Yeah. I mean, chef's kiss to that photo shoot. That was like amazing. That was one of my absolute favorites. That was one where I felt just the most in my element. I felt like I could be sexy finally and not like, I don't know, super. And not that I have any issue doing the whole androgynous thing. I totally know that was like an editorial look. That was my other favorite shoot, was the wedding shoot. But yeah, that was one where I just felt like I could totally just like be myself. I felt really confident. Jeans were like, I guess jeans just like amazing too. It was just like such a dream come true.
I'm gonna turn these comments off.
Guys.
They love doing stuff that distracts me. I'm gonna turn these comments off.
I didn't want to say one a few minutes ago that I saw. It was so funny, but
no,
I'm like, I'm just gonna look over here while you look.
Oh, what was it? What is it? Tell me.
Oh, let me see if I can go back. Hold on.
There will be no Selena y los Dinos. Do you understand me? Do you all understand?
Someone said Booty Tooch or Rosemary's Baby as the password.
Not Hula Hey Brad.
Like,
I'm gonna shut this shit off. Y'all better stop it. No, y'all want to. Ooh, no, I can't. Ooh, see, this is why. Let me focus. Vonda Cosmetic wants to know, hey, Vonda, were there any photo shoots where you felt like you must have had a better photo than the one that was chosen?
Hands down. Starting with the nails, pretty much everyone after that. I think the nails one was good. Actually, let me take that back. I'm sorry. I take that one back. Yeah, there were so many. I mean, the paint one for sure. Like they caught me and see that one I love too because our hair and makeup was so subtle and so natural and just really pretty. But again, I don't know. I just feel like Jourdan's lighting in that. She got fully lit. Then gets this gorgeous light orange paint. And, you know, like, it's thrown at the right moment. And she holds it. Like, I wasn't even in my pose yet when they were, like, throwing it. So I was getting a little bit, like, freaked out. And I also don't like to be sticky, so that's my bad. But I genuinely But yeah, that one for sure. Because same thing with Bali. I did like my rice patty one. Not that it mattered, but I did like my rice patty one. But there were so many other amazing ones. Like, they will just let you see your photos, like, on the camera. They would kind of come and let you, like, take a look at it and stuff.
Really?
Yes. Some of the photographers would, and it just, like, hurt my heart because you don't own any of those photos and you'll never see them. But definitely have better photos out there. Yeah, for sure.
So this video gets uploaded to my YouTube channel later where it has its second life of comments and all that other stuff. So just to let the people know on YouTube watching this, these bitches on Instagram are showing their ass in these comments with these questions. And I'm trying my very best to keep it going, but they are misbehaving so bad. These comments right now are so funny. And it's breaking my spinal cord right now trying to contain my laughter. I'm no longer acknowledging the comment section for the rest of the chat. You guys are in detention. Yes. Heads down on the desk. I'm turning the lights off. Y'all can't do nothing until the bell rings.
That escalated really quickly. Pot lead him? Okay.
Oh my God. Okay.
That was so funny.
Cow_Israel is asking, what was the nail shoot like? No one seems to talk about it.
The which shoot?
The nail photo shoot.
Oh, the nail photo shoot. It was really interesting.
I'm sorry, Jiana. They did it. They said Wanda Sue is done, y'all. How I turn this off? Because y'all not gonna behave. It's done.
No, we did it.
Y'all did it. It's done. Wanda Sue. How do I turn this off? Turn it off. It's done.
I don't know how. You gotta do
It's done. I did it. It's done.
Yeah, no, the nail shoots, that photographer was very intense, and I felt like, I mean, I was trying not to laugh at some of the feedback I was getting, you know? He's like, okay, you're a bird, and I'm like, please don't start laughing or do something inappropriate right now, because I was trying really hard, but I felt like, I don't know, that was also the one where we had to do like a plea or something before, and do this like plea video for votes, which was also a whole other element. I think someone asked about like the fan voting versus just having straight deliberation by judges. So yeah, and you had to do your plea video before your photo shoot. So I was kind of like, that threw me off before the shoot. That was like, I don't know, that felt weird and kind of corny, like begging people to like my videos and vote for me. And do I really think it made a difference later on?
No.
I don't know. I super appreciate, which I thank everybody who came out and voted every single week. I mean,
yes.
I like could cry. All the amazing comments and people who shared everything. I think I didn't even have Instagram back then, or I don't think I had Instagram. Like, they laughed at me because I'm like, what's Instagram? I did not have Instagram then. So I had to get Instagram for the show. But yeah, the nail shoot was really interesting. It was hilarious watching the guys try to figure out their nail stuff. And like, yeah. It was like, I don't know. It was super bizarre. Who won best photo on that one? Was it Jourdan? Or who?
I'm going to turn the comments back on. Y'all going to behave.
You're welcome, everyone.
Y'all going to behave. Who won best photo that week? I want to say it was, oh no, was it Marvin?
Was it Marvin? It
might have been Marvin. Jourdan.
It was Jourdan.
Of course it was Jourdan.
For, I don't know.
Okay, so
that answers
here
that.
we go. Kimiero wants to know, ask her about the iconic moment when she got eliminated and Phil tried to hug her. Now, before you say that, Jiana, I don't know if you saw my whole intro before you came on and I was reliving the moment I saw you get eliminated.
Uh-oh. Oh, yes, I saw that. Thank you.
I don't know why that moment is so hilarious. I don't know why it's such a, because it's like you're not supposed to be laughing because you were distraught. Like, once you knew you were in the bottom, you could see the fear of the coming of the Lord in your eyes. You were scared.
Yes.
And Phil just over there. What was going on in your head?
Oh. The memes, first of all, the memes that came from that were so funny. It was like me, my life, my dreams, and then I'm just like going through. So that was really funny. I think it was like one of the top Googled memes or GIFs on the internet in like 2014. Like it won awards. So it won Internet Award. Yeah. Little known fact. Yeah. So it's one of my accolades. No, that would literally be mine and Phil's friendship in a nutshell, where it's like, yeah. That was not planned at all. I was devastated.
Of course not.
I knew that I was like, I knew it was coming. Like I had said in that photo shoot, things were just off. The vibe was just off that day on set. Things leading up to it, I think I was just getting really like, they kept putting me in the bottom two, and I kept just freaking out. And I felt like I was still delivering on set, but I don't think my best photos were being chosen. I think that there was maybe already, I don't know. I just feel like there was already something there or whatever. I wasn't playing into the role with like Phil or whatever. So I don't know. That's just what I think, or maybe it just wasn't, I don't know. Maybe I wasn't meant to go that far. So yeah, but that moment was, and the worst part was like when you're in the back on panel after they show everyone your scores, you do the math, like you know who's the lowest, and I knew it was going to come down to Phil and I, and I saw my photo and I saw Phil's photo, and he just got more positive feedback. Like his photo definitely wasn't that great either, but I just knew like between the two of us, he's got more personality, he brings more fun to the show. I'm kind of just like more laid back and there to be serious and be, you know, in the background a little bit more. And so I think that might have done me a little dirty, but I don't regret it. And I also had I think I was like, and we were eating like craftier snacks. I was just stress eating like crazy, and I had some chips or something that I think they were like spicy chips, and Tyra was like in my face comforting me, and I'm just like crying because I'm like, I didn't even put a breath mint in. This is like, this is just getting worse and worse. And I don't even remember that moment of him trying to hug me and me going under, but I'm sure the producers were just like, we got it.
Thank you.
We got it. Yeah. So that was completely accidental and unplanned, and I could not even tell you how it happened, but it was just like, yeah.
Y'all know what the password is to the safe. Robin, I saw them go up, down, side to side, around and around.
They are really like,
they are on it. I hate them. I'm just gonna go along with them. This is B Steve 215. They want to know, did you like the judges' rating system, or would have preferred to be critiqued through deliberation like in earlier cycles?
Yeah, I think I touched on that a little bit, but I for sure did not like that. I did not like that. Like, I mean, first of all, it was new to me. I had never heard of like voting on social media. Like, I'm like, where is everyone? You know, all the old judges and everything. I'm like, how are we bringing social media into this, and how can we really trust that? So I think it was a cool way to get people to interact. Like, I know people who said they literally voted every single week for me, which I'm so grateful for. Like, I'm not saying like bashing them at all. I think like it really asks a lot of your fans and your viewers to do that kind of, you know. I don't know any other show other than maybe like American Idol, where they would have you
Like those
call and
voting
vote
shows. Mm-hmm.
and stuff. You know, I think they were trying to go that route. But for top model, I kind of was just like a little disappointed with that system. Because I don't know, because they're viewers. They're not there on the show or on set, or, you know, I don't know. It could go both ways. But
The password is putt putt tut tut. Okay, I hate y'all. Y'all know, side note, y'all know what is one of my favorite Tyra Banks moments on America's Next Top Model? It is Cycle 5, when she is pranking Nicole and Jayla, thinking that they're gonna go home, and she's like, such and such and such and, oh, what did she say? She said, you guys gotta pack your bags. Because you're all going to London! And and it's all the confetti. I love that moment from Tyra Banks. And nobody's going home.
She's funny. Yeah. Meanwhile, your heart's like, yeah.
All right. So they want to know. This is from. Now I want to say y'all have been watching me for a very long time, because y'all was real messy in these questions for Miss Jiana, and I was living. I said, these are my students. These are my kids. Yes. Here we go. So Boy on the Verge is asking, does she know how much support she had from fans online, and how she was pretty much the #1 girl in everyone's eyes? How does she feel about that now?
First of all, thank you, because I went through your comments and I felt like everyone was extremely respectful and nice and very encouraging, and like, I'm like shocked and blown away, because I did not know that. I was like, I took it really, really hard when I got those like lower scores on the show. Like I could take feedback and criticism and stuff, but you definitely have to have a thick skin to be in modeling and acting or anything, you know, anything entertainment industry. But yeah, I did not know that I had that kind of following, because I think it was like tons of like international, not even just the US. I didn't realize how big it was. I think there was like Brazil and Argentina and all these like people everywhere, were like all over the world, like had huge fan pages for me and followings, and I was just like, wow. I was really flattered. I seriously mean that. Like, that was like so crazy to me. It's, my mom and I still talk about it to this day, where she's just like, Facebook and Instagram, everyone was just like all about it. And then of course you see like the negative stuff too. And that was something else that was new to me. You know, coming home and reading all this stuff, I'm like, geez, people are really mean online. But for the most part, I can honestly say, like, I had such positive feedback and a lot more kind and, you know, genuine people. Oh, Chile, yeah. Ooh, Chile.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Lure_constantly is asking, ask Jiana if she feels like that the voting system actually played a role, or was it all a facade and production was pulling strings and rigging it each week to whom they wanted out?
I mean, you guys are all very smart people. Everyone here is extremely smart. So at the time, I did not think that at all. I was like, oh no, surely this is candid and every week is, you know, completely unplanned. But there might have been a PA who slipped up and said, oh no, it's totally rigged. Yes. I won't name names. I actually don't remember who said it, because I heard it secondhand and here I am sharing it. But yeah, I heard that someone slipped up and said, no, and I was like, no, every season, they're like, every season it's planned. I'm like, from the beginning? So I heard. I don't know if that's true, but allegedly it's all orchestrated. There are obviously times where there's just fun, crazy stuff that happens and twists and comebacks and stuff like that. But Alex came back. Yeah, I don't know. It's a little, I'm not gonna say it's rigged, but I definitely think that, you know, that PA might have been onto something there.
Okay. What is your favorite moment left on the cutting room floor?
Favorite moment left on the cutting room floor. We had quite a few. Oh, man. We did have quite a few. Some I'm thankful did not make it, but others, we had like, I know they tried to show a quick snippet of like that caterpillar centipede thing that I don't even know who brought it into the house. We had a bird in our house. Like, we got in a lot of arguments about cleanliness in that house because living with guys and girls, I lived with girls before I went on the show, and then after I lived in model apartments and stuff. But yeah, there was some other fun off camera or stuff that didn't make it that was just fun, like, you know, stuff around the house that you got to see people's real sides, not so cutthroat and like just whatever every week. But yeah, probably that one from the panel with Rob when he kind of put me on my toes because I was like, oh, okay, where he was like, not everyone in the house is your friend, pretty much. Because at that time, like, we were all just, I was trying to like connect with the girls, and naturally, like, you want to, because that's who I'm bunking with, that's who you're, you know, our shared bathroom with and everything. And I feel like some of them just, yeah, were kind of low-key catty a little bit, and I was just, yeah, I don't know. That was probably one of my favorite ones. I don't think it made it. And then whatever I did in my first audition, I guess that would be my favorite. I don't know what happened.
Of course, right.
What happened?
Right.
Like, well, the obvious one, duh. Sorry. Don't know.
So, angsty_medium_ is asking, what's it like in the day of the life of an eliminated Antm contestant?
So, on the show, eliminated, or after the show?
On the show.
Oh, on the show. Okay. On the show, you're pretty much still, and this is another thing that the producers said, like, you're still waking up, you're on the same schedule as the other models. The only thing is you don't have cameras on you 24/7 anymore. You can talk, you can be a little more relaxed, you still get to do the photo shoots, but we got to like go off site and do like, we'd get to go shop or go have lunch or go have ice cream, or when we were in Bali, you know, some of the PAs would like take you and your roommate or a couple other girls out to the beach or something. And so I really got blessed with some good PAs on that show that were just like really down to earth and really like just friendly and like made, you know, the homesick feeling go away a little bit. But yeah, we still had to wake up at the same time as all the other models. We had to shoot after all of them, so it sucked a little bit because you're just sitting there, and I mean, their whole day would go by, their whole photo shoot, all their makeup, everything, they would all shoot, and then it would be our turn, kind of. So that kind of sucked a little bit. From what I remember, we had to, you know, and some of the nights, like, I just remember when we were eliminated, you had a little bit more freedom. So if we were out or we were up too late or something, we still had to show up and do those shoots. It was kind of like, ooh, yeah. We probably shouldn't have done that or stayed up too late, you know, but you're not on camera and you're not, but you still had to do everything. I remember we were in, this was when we were still in Los Angeles and in California before we went abroad, and we were on a bus and people had already been following the show and were keeping tabs on who was auditioning and who was on it, because I think that was the other pitfall to having fans vote, was that people knew who we were in public. So in LA or wherever we were, people who follow this show religiously, they know where you're going to shoot. They find out locations. we could not get off the bus on one of those locations. I can't remember if they made everyone ride together. Like, we had to ride in a separate bus, separate vehicle, everything once we were eliminated. But someone found out where we were shooting, and they literally stopped the bus, like the tour bus that we were on. We could not get out of it because then they would know they would figure out literally who was A team and who was B team and spoil the show pretty much. So I feel like we had to call like a whole security detail to clear these cars out. It was like hours that we're sitting on this bus. Like, couldn't go to the bathroom, could not leave the bus. It was crazy. Yes, it was crazy.
Wow.
Crazy. Yeah.
I just saw a comment where someone said that people were able to break down the elimination order because of timestamps on the photos. If someone in the comments can kind of explain to me what that means, because I'm interested to know as well. What does that mean? What does that mean? And while you guys do that, I'm going to ask Jiana my next question, which is from Chrissy_Doll. Jiana, I absolutely love you, and you're one of my favorite contestants of all time. I'm curious to know, were there any other hookups besides Marnie? Marnie, I'm sorry.
Marnie, not that I know of. I mean, I completely forgot about, not to put him on the spot because I know he's like whatever, but I completely forgot about Mike and Bianca. I feel like Bianca had something with someone else, and I can't remember in the very, very beginning, like someone who maybe didn't even make it on the show kind of deal. But other than that, I really don't think so. It was really just like a big group of friends. Like, it was just like, we all just kind of hung out and chilled. I feel like the Marnie thing was like a little bit forced. I don't really know what happened because I wasn't there, but I just heard about it secondhand. But yeah, there was nothing else really, nothing juicy.
Okay.
Why? Well, what do you know? I don't know. Is there something I don't know? What have you heard?
I'm friends with, well, everybody knows that I'm friends with Renee. I talk to Renee, and I talk to Cory, and I talk to a lot of the contestants, on the phone, FaceTime, late night. And I've been told a lot of stories that I would never tell until all of you guys were gone, and then I'll, my last hoorah, I'll spill all the Antm tea that I've gotten.
Yeah, I feel like there was a lot of, like, confusion then, but
it ain't no confusion. The people were using their brains are Jiana, so I'm gonna ask you this last question, and while I'm asking you this last question, see, y'all came here with that messy spirit, and it rubbed off on me, and I cannot. I'm ask you the last question, and while you're answering this last question, fans out there, if you have any burning questions for Jiana before we go, you guys know what you got to do. Know what you got to do. Get a badge. It'll pop up next to your name. And when you type your question with the badge next to your name, I will see it and I will read it to Miss Jiana. So have at it. Jiana, if you were I also want to know, what did you do after the show? Like, did you model after the show?
Yeah, so I went back home after the show, and it was a little bit like hard for me to break back into modeling once I came home, because I was gone for so many months and I wanted to spend a little time with my family. So I actually just went back to working like my regular serving job or bartending job, and like did that. And then I moved to New York. I actually was going to move to LA. But I feel like my hair was like a little bit, it was hard. It was not marketable to the LA market, really. It was a little bit, I did not have that look. Because I think they were trying to get me in with like Next models. The show did try to help me a little bit afterwards. They tried to get you, get you booked after the show. I did not have that look. I really didn't have, and then I went to New York and did the whole, where I didn't know anyone. Like, I didn't have any safety net there. So you go out and meet the promoters, and they're like, okay, well, this is your in, you're gonna meet other models, and that was fine. Like, I did that for like a month and a half, and just to get my foot in the door in New York or whatever. But it's exhausting because you're like hanging out thinking that's like the scene, that's what you have to do or whatever, and I'm exhausted going to castings in the mornings. And it was hard. It was really, really hard for me because I didn't have like an agent. My hair and looks and things weren't all what I know now could, have helped back then. So I kind of just like, I just kept knocking on doors, and I felt like the door just closed in my face every time. I went into acting, where I really loved the studio that I was at and the coach that I had there, and I tried to get some commercial work. But the reality was, you know, I feel like people say, like, bookers and stuff maybe don't know the show. They like pretend they don't know it, but I feel like they do know or see.
Of course.
You know, they see it, and they kind of just look at you like that's not, you know, whatever, it's not real modeling, or it's not whatever. So I was pretty eager, and at the time, I mean, yeah, I modeled, but it was like odd jobs. I did some paid runway, some not paid. I did just like odd jobs here and there, like between New York and LA. And then I was still, to get my own place and to have an apartment or whatever with roommates and stuff on my own, I had to work. Like, I had to do event promos and bartend, and just really like was kind of in this jump off point where I couldn't quite get into these agencies. And then until now, like just recently, I signed with an agency back home in Colorado, and for like commercial print editorial and stuff. But a lot of the work I got was just on my own, reaching out to bookers or to photographers directly or designers directly. So long story short, a lot of the stuff I booked was not through an agency. I really wanted to sign with someone like Ford or IMG or one of the, you know, high fashion. And I tried. I went to all of them, and they were like, come back when your hair is long, or if you want to cut it off, cut it off. So I was just kind of like, I don't know what to do right now. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have a couple of fan questions, and this is from Koki Say Kosi, asking Jiana, what was it like being in the Tyra suite with Cory? The guest closet looked very overwhelming.
It was amazing. It was so much fun, and God bless Cory for letting me do that with him, because Phil, I feel like, kept coming in and just annoying us both. We're like, get out.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really fun. It was really sweet, because otherwise I wouldn't have gotten a chance to do it before I got eliminated. So I'm really glad that he picked me to go in there. Those clothes were amazing. Like, you got to pick a couple outfits to keep, which was really cool. And I still have most of that stuff, I think. Somewhere.
Oh, dope.
Yeah. But it was really cool.
Raina Milan, if you could do any photo shoot from any cycle minus the Tarantula photo shoot, which one would it be?
That is such a great question. Oh, that's a great question.
Everyone always says the spider one.
No, that was a gorgeous one, but God, no. I hate spiders. Hold on one second. I'm looking up. Hold on. Sorry. I'm gonna have to come back to that one.
Okay.
I don't know. All of them, any of them.
Right.
Of them other than the ones I did.
You know what? I would have been interested. I'm interested to see how you would have done on that cycle 11 photo shoot where they only had to model with their eyes and the little water thing. I would have loved to see you do that, actually.
Yes. What was the other cycle when they were like, they had that really scary makeup and they were black and white, and they had like the really like freaky makeup? Was it Nicole Fox's cycle? I don't know. I can't remember, but that one when they were like really.
Was it cycle 7 with Carrie D, Eugenia, when Tyra had like teased out their hair, Melrose in them? Was it that one?
It might have been. Yeah. If I knew, yeah, everyone's saying cycle 7. You guys know the one I'm talking about. Is that weird for me to pick? Is that one or one where they had like a really gorgeous dress, like very editorial couture?
Angsty_medium is asking, I've always wondered, Jiana, what was your flaw supposed to be in the Flossom shoot? I could never tell. You look so stunning.
Thank you. That was really sweet of you. It was pale skin. I think it's supposed to be pale skin.
Gotcha.
Pale skin. I like being tan. I just like it. I think I was pretty pale on the show because I couldn't like keep up with my bronzer and stuff every day. But yeah, it was pale skin, which that was a hard one because a lot of people asked me that.
Gotcha. Any more, guys? I think that's it. Gianna, is there anything? Oh, I didn't ask the final question. If you were standing before Tyra Banks right now, what would you say?
Well, I would say a 5, really? No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't say that. No, I would say thank you for the opportunity, and I would literally be honored if you ever want to have like a whole vet cycle and have me back.
You would go back?
No, I would go back. I would try it again. It was so much fun, and honestly, she has been my idol. Like, it was pretty special that I got picked and I got to go as far as I did on that show. It was really just a huge blessing. So yeah, I would tell her thank you, and just she really did show me. I mean, there were times where she was like, this is what it was like and this is what I went through. She's kind of like a tough, loving mother a little bit, where you're just kind of like, you want to be mad about it, but I'm like, later on something would happen, or I'd get cut from a show, or I'd get cut from a casting call, and I'm like, okay, if it happened to Tyra Banks, then I'm okay. I can dust off my shoulder and keep going. So, yeah.
Y'all know, I just thought about it. Y'all know, a lot of the fans say if there ever was a final cycle, how they would love to see me participate. But guys, I actually don't know if they would actually put me on the judges panel, because I've talked to a lot of the girls and guys. I become very friendly, so I probably will be they probably think I'll probably be slightly biased a little bit. Maybe. But I would love if they did like an all-stars and all the girls come back and I'm just sitting on the judges panel, just fierce, pulled and snatched, just like.
Yes. You just turn around and it's you in the chair. Yes.
And we have our social media maven, Oliver Twixt.
Yes, girl. Yes. Yes.
Woo!
Yes. That would be amazing.
Is there anything you want to add to the chat before we let you go? You've done a fabulous job.
Oh, thank you. A lot of people are asking what my ethnicity is. And I am Native American and Eastern European, like German, French. Yeah. So my dad's side has some Native, and then my mom's side is like German, a little bit of French and some other stuff. So I got asked that a lot after modeling. I had everybody wants to put you in a box, and I think they kind of said you have that little bit of ambiguous look, so you can pass for all these different things. But I would love to be a mentor. Or you, who, Oliver? He could be a mentor too. You could be a good mentor.
I could be at the photo shoot.
Yes, you could.
That's the job I want. That's the job I want.
You could do that.
Tyra, Kinlock, that's the job I want. I don't even want to fuck around on the judges panel. Put me at the photo shoot.
Yes. Yes. And scene. And they cut our feed. I hope you're bringing that. Yes, marrying that into existence. Yes.
Gianna, is there anything you want to plug? Anything you want the kids to go click? Click and look at?
At this moment I don't, but just keep following my page. I do have other big things in store. Definitely. The past few years have just been, for me, just kind of growing and maturing as a person. I think going on that show at such a young age kind of immortalizes you at that maturity level a little bit, and people think that's who you are. So, and just like any of the girls or anyone who's been on TV, like you look back and you're just like, wow, I'm still like a little bit true to myself in that regard. But the last few years, you grow and you learn, and you've just learned so much. So I would just say keep following me, stay tuned. There might be a book or something on my actual life and all the things I forgot. I'm sure I'm forgetting stuff here, but unless someone wants to start a GoFundMe for what happened in my first audition to get that footage somehow, otherwise.
Gianna, I absolutely love this interview. The people out there love this interview. I love you. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this. You were freaking amazing.
You're amazing. Thank you. You keep doing what you're doing. You're a very special person. I was like, okay, I can definitely connect with this person, and yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, Jiana and my friends out there, you guys, give a round of applause wherever you are in the world to Jiana. Send her hugs, kisses, all the sweet, nicety things as we say goodbye to her from giving us an amazing Antm Live on Cycle 20.
Thank you, guys. And thank you, Oliver. Mwah.
You're so welcome. Y'all, that's exactly what the password is. The password is Oliver Twixt. The password. Can't y'all imagine? If I was on Top Model, they'd be like, Oliver, can you please stop cursing? Oliver, can you please stop cursing? Because I'll be like, girl, what the fuck is going on? Tyra, excuse me, I know she knows show. What the fuck is going on? Do you honestly want to be here? Because this picture does not scream that you desire to, let alone win this competition, be in this competition. I expect so much more out of you, honestly. Honestly, I expect a lot out of you. You're disappointing me right now. And it's going to be hard for me to try to put you through the next round, just being very honest, because this is very subpar. I know you could do so much better. Girl, I done got lost in the fantasy. Listen, y'all, this video will be uploaded to the Oliver Twixt YouTube channel. That's Oliver Twixt, Twixt, where you can watch this chat and 90 other lives on Top Model. And there's even some like supplementary lives with Takara and Angelique and Laura and some, I don't know. We've been at this thing for almost, guys, I think my first live I did for Top Model was in August of 2020. We're coming up on a year that I've been doing this. Y'all, what can we do to celebrate? Y'all inbox me some ideas to tell me what we can do to celebrate doing this for a year. Oh my goodness, time goes by so fast. God damn it. Anyways, guys, I love you guys so much. You guys are freaking amazing. You guys are so special. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. There will be Top Model. There's a Top Model chat I was supposed to have tomorrow. And I really want y'all to get this chat, because I'm shocked this person even DM'd me and responded to me and agreed to it and was conversing with me. I really want y'all to get this chat so bad. Like, I may have to, I don't know, I'm gonna have to go cut open a bird or something and spill it, I don't know, because I really want y'all to get this chat so bad. Like, so bad. The other day I was on FaceTime with someone and I got the DM and I just screamed. I said, oh my God! Anyways, guys, I love you guys. Be sure to pray, kegel, and cackle. Until next time. Good night. Come home.